Hey everyone, Josh here, and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be the cam install, or removal and install. If you've seen some of these videos before, you know how I've gotten here. If not, it's a good time to give it a look. I've got it all covered on taking it out of my Touareg to the point where it's sitting on a skid, as well as taking the DPFs off, as well as the miscellaneous EGR components, as well, and the valve covers. So this video is going to be taking the injector rocker arms off, taking this worn cam out, or cams out, installing my Colt cams into it, and the whole timing procedure. So far, to get it to this point, there hasn't been really any special tools aside from obviously a special skid that I covered off in my part 3 of the engine removal, as well as using a pallet jack, which I had to go and buy just for this. But at this point, you do need some timing tools. So straight from Wuhan, China is my cam gear lock, the cam locks themselves, which I've numbered them. Got a clamp for the gear to take the backlash out when tightening up the diamond disc, which I'll explain later. Got a crank lock, as well as some other tools. I'm not quite sure what they are, but I'm sure I'll figure it out here soon. So yeah, we'll get started on it and see what ends up happening. So as far as setting this rec to number 1 top dead center on the compression stroke, there's 2 easy ways. Same with the 4 cylinders. You can see your intake lobe, the picture's kind of grainy here. Your intake lobe as well as your exhaust lobe, both should be, the intake will be facing out, the exhaust will be facing in and up. So that's a quick indication that number 1 TDC. As far as cylinder numbering, it's basically 2.5 inline 5 engines that they ram together. So the passenger side bank is set ahead just ever so. So it starts at 1 to 5. Then you go to your other bank. That's 6 to 10. So number 1 is top dead center. Another way, or the correct way of checking, is on your torsion dampener on the front of your engine. You've got a line. It's got a lot of miscellaneous lines all over it, but this is the only line that goes the whole way across the face, and it'll get lined up with the dowel pin on the front there. So that's a quick and easy way to see if you're number 1 top dead center, and then it'll be time to take the dampener off and throw some locks in and make sure everything's top dead center before taking it apart. So to be expected, the eBay timing tools, they leave a lot to be desired. I think it was originally a 2.5 liter kit, that they rebranded and put the second crank lock in, because, or a second cam lock, because it doesn't have the correct crank lock. I think these are all for 2.5. This works for your cam and so does this. But these locks, they leave a bit to be desired. This one's not bad, but this one, I don't know, it's nothing special. Basically, you need to make sure your kit has all that, as well as that, which would be the T10195, which my kit does not. So I'm gonna have to get creative or try and find a crank lock somewhere. But I'll keep disassembling and cross that bridge when I get there. So quick run through of the timing components here. The cam gear is just a friction fit with this, they call it a diamond plate washer, which is kind of interesting. They also have this compensator that you just watched me take off. But so it's got like a rod that goes down to an idler gear, two of them, which then goes through these two here with that bolt that we pulled out, which then goes up to your gear up there. So seems like a fairly complicated system. And then that's just obviously your bolt to hold it all tight. So there's nothing really to fall in other than that diamond washer, which seems stuck to the cam pretty good. These compensator links here, they're stuck on the gear underneath, so they're not going anywhere. It's just a matter of getting it all back together the right way afterwards. So before the cam caps come off, well, I already have one off. They have to go back the same way they came off, obviously. This camera's not very good at zooming in. But so anyway, so this cap, that one there says 1 plus. This is 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus, 6 plus, and then that last one said 7 plus. So that kind of made sense. Cylinder 1, cylinder 5, so obviously 1 through 7. Come to bank 2 though, and it's 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So for whatever reason, they start at the front on bank 1, run across the back, and then start at the back here and run across the front. I'm obviously gonna use a paint marker so they don't get mixed up. So we're ready for reassembly here. So I've got these black INA followers that are going in with the Colt Stage 2 cams. One thing to do with these is to take the secondary spring out of the inside, which you can see right there. So there's this is the used one. I've got my plunger that acts against your valve, and then that little spring inside needs to come out when you're using aftermarket cams such as Colt Cam or other manufacturers. So I'm going to remove 10 of them to do this side, and then get ready to throw the one cam in. So as far as parts for this, you can get camshaft replacement kits, but the issue is they come with basically a factory grind cam, which is going to end up doing the same thing here again. So you can get upgraded cams. In this case that I'm doing on this one is Colt cams. And then as far as your lifters and your bearings, they actually use the same style as the BEW or BRM. So the only issue is over here I've got packs of INA lifters. So 2 full packs. So a pack would do a 4-cylinder fine. So I've got a full pack, and then it would be a half pack that you need. And then as far as cam cap bearings, as these are worn, they are actually identical to the 4-cylinder cams. So I've got some Coleman Schmidt, I guess you call them. So that is 8, so that covers all of them, except for on this bank, the front one, which is it's actually narrower. So that one you have to order V10 specific, but other than that, you can just use BEW or BRM parts and
be good to go.
here's both cams installed. In time. So this video ended up a bit longer than I had expected, so I think I'll make a second video for installing the injector rocker arm assemblies, as well as setting up the injector lash. So take a look at that video, and thanks for watching this one. Subscribe if you want to follow along. This thing will be going together and back in shortly, so watch out for those videos. Thanks.